What's going on, BenchWarmers? Welcome back. We are back in the studio, back again. I am one of your hosts. I am Eric, the Instigator. Alongside me, maybe not.
Hi guys, I'm Edgar LeSmug.
And alongside him,
Marco. Sorry, I was just thinking about him. And
yeah, man. So obviously, as you can tell right off the bat, we have a lot to go over, and yes, it is dealing with loser pool.
I mean, in some way, we all decided to wear black to help out, alleviate a little bit of the pain that LeSmug is going through right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, given that this, I think, conversation is going to probably take over most of the podcast and video for this episode. Before we kick things off, I'm going to give you guys the option. Do you want to go over the Champions League?
Leave the best for last.
Do you want to do the scary topic at first? That's obviously surrounding everybody right now.
All right, let's do a scary topic first and the Champions League after.
Okay. All right. So, Edgar, don't worry. We won't talk about Liverpool
Let's
quite yet.
Let's drag him in through the whole podcast.
I don't have to hide my tears yet.
Not yet. Well, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah, so before we kick this off, we have to give our social handles and everything, right? Who is the podcast master?
I got it if you need me to.
Take care of it, man. I don't feel like talking.
All right. You can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher by searching BenchWarmers FC.
Is that what you were touching your ear?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to blow a whistle. So I'm like, we do the whole podcast and listen to it. No, my bad. Better signals next time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Eric, you're forgetting something. All right, cool.
Or just say it.
Exactly.
I didn't want to interrupt.
If you see me forgetting, let me know through Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at BenchWarmers FC1.
And if you want to watch it, you can do it on YouTube at BenchWarmers FC TV.
I got what's the email address so they can share their pain if they're Liverpool fans with you, or if not, how they control you.
Me and the rest of the Liverpool bench will be on benched at benchwarmersfc.com.
Okay.
Awesome. And check our website out at benchwarmersfc.com. So, with that being said, let's kick things off with the coronavirus. All right. Actually, I gotta clean this whistle now that I'm just doing that shit.
Well,
I'm the only one blowing it, so if anybody else touches it, I will know. Or will I? Was it just me? Who knows? But no.
Don't piss me off, bro. I'm gonna pull Step Brothers on you, where he rubs his penis and balls on everything. You've seen that? You've seen the movie, right?
You're just
dirty. I watched it this weekend, but yes.
Oh yeah, we did watch it this weekend. We saw that exact scene this weekend.
Yeah, he just put his nuts on everything.
You're
asshole.
Maybe we'll just start with this conversation: the Premier League.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. But no, on a serious note, guys. Obviously, we've all seen the news everywhere about the coronavirus, and it's in my eyes, I think it's a lot more serious than what we're taking it to be. I for one was joking about it a lot, but now I feel like maybe I was a little misunderstood at that point. But I'm not gonna tell you what to do because I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. But what I can do is repeat the good things I've heard of what to do, which is be clean, avoid large groups,
Lávate el culo.
Mostly your hands.
Be healthy. You know, your immune system obviously is a huge part of this. So everything is included here. But just don't be stupid. Don't go, licking poles for no reason.
I mean, people try to look cool. I mean, yeah, please
you ever
don't
seen
lick poles.
Along Came Polly?
Not in a long time.
You guys have never
bro.
seen Along Came Polly?
But
No,
that's
I
a
have no
fucking
idea.
old movie, man.
Remember when Ben Stiller got the peanut butter on the floor and ate it in front of
Oh yeah, because he's a hypo.
Yeah. Okay, now I know.
So,
I never know the name of the movie, but I know the movie.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, now this virus has led into all sports.
Correct.
NBA is canceled. March Madness is canceled.
NHL is canceled.
NHL is canceled.
Can we play a quick game?
Yeah,
Let's go around the room and we got to name celebrities that have the coronavirus.
That's wrong with you.
Oh, come on. We got to give our listeners and viewers something to
cheer about.
I mean,
no, laugh about. That's not funny. What's wrong with
All right,
you?
I'll start. Tom Hanks.
I know, man. It's so sad, bro.
That's as far as I go because I don't know who else
I
got
don't
it.
know who else.
Mikel Arteta.
But that's not an artist. That's a
I
trainer.
didn't say artists, celebrities.
Oh, he's also
Yes.
not much of a celebrity.
Well, I was thinking maybe it's a way to let everybody know who's gotten it.
Well, a great segue, Edgar. Not really, but
Rita Wilson.
I guess. Well, she has
She
it.
has it?
Yeah. Tom Hanks' wife.
Oh,
This is
Serena Williams? No, Rita
Oh
Wilson.
wait, I heard Serena Williams in my mind. I don't know why.
Oh.
But whatever. No, yeah. But so yeah, Agar, awesome segue. But yes, Mikel Arteta did get diagnosed with the coronavirus. Now, apparently, the whole first full team is going to be
Trainers and everything.
everybody's going to be self quarantined. The Premier League just recently came out about like an hour or two ago stating that, and this was prior to their statement. I'm sorry, after the statement where they said that the league will continue. So this came after the fact that tomorrow morning, Monday, Thursday, Friday morning, they're gonna have an emergency meeting to determine what's gonna happen. Now let's look across the world right now in Europe. La Liga,
2 weeks out.
2 weeks out. 2 weeks,
out.
yeah,
2
suspended.
weeks. Bundesliga,
Haven't heard anything yet.
I think it's still going.
I think it may get canceled as well because a Hanover player was also diagnosed with having coronavirus. So, but that I think you're right. I don't think anybody has been announced on that.
No.
And Serie A.
Well, it's already suspended until April.
April. So that's a whole month.
Champions League was also suspended.
Champions League's been suspended?
Yes.
Tomorrow? No games?
There was no games on Friday. but-
Oh, shit. Fuck. I'm fucked up.
Next week, you mean like with the
Yeah.
Real Madrid, Real Madrid,
They're canceled,
Barcelona, those are all
Suspended.
canceled.
Holy shit.
Real Madrid's basketball team is
Yep.
one of them was diagnosed with coronavirus.
Yeah.
So
So
they're also closing.
a lot of these leagues already canceled the league, and honestly, I'm not any expert on this, but by the looks of it, I think this is gonna be done. This is it. It's over and done with for the most part. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, it gets better.
People, I think some leagues are making they're making a scene. They're hopeful that it's not going to be as they're not going to like ruin the whole season. Basically, the coronavirus is going to ruin the whole season. So they're being hopeful and saying 2 weeks. Now,
Oh, we got a little visitor, guys. This little
What's up, Charlie?
overgrown rat.
Jesus
Yo,
Christ.
take him out, bro. Once in a while, bro.
why not my dog? Tell Karen about that.
Hey, man, is he running or rolling? I don't know what he's doing
I
right
think
now.
he's rolling right now.
All right, but
What's up, Bubba?
nah, I don't know what you were saying, to be honest with you.
Oh no, that what I was. I have no idea what I was saying.
Oh my God. We're talking about the coronavirus, you fucking idiots.
I was making a point, but I don't know what
I
point
was
he was
making a point, and then
making.
Charlie came along and he ruined everything.
We were talking about the leagues that are being affected. Honestly, it's all the leagues are being affected, but
Yeah.
we don't think that the leagues are being over the top with it. Hopefully, they won't affect the end of the season. They can just squish games, midweek, a game every 3 days, which is what's happened before. I mean,
Yeah,
it
but,
happens during the Christmas break in
I
England.
forgot. Now it's easier for you to say because you're not in Champions League.
Neither are you guys. Oh wait, Real Madrid,
Yeah, well, we still
Yeah.
technically are.
technically.
Well,
But I mean,
Technically are, but-
well, let's leave that conversation for later. Don't
Yeah.
don't get ahead. I'm gonna make him cry now. Please, he's emotional. He's emotional right now. Don't worry.
he looks
I
so
got
mad
you, I
right
got
now.
you, I got you.
Chip
He
into
looks
the-
so
I
mad
chip into
right
the
now.
conversation and then
No,
I get beat
but-
down. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Eddie, where the fuck are you,
He
bro?
saves
You're
the
leaving me here by
conversation,
myself.
and then Eric attacks him immediately. I get it. No, but what I was trying to say is aside from that, being leagues being hopeful and then only giving it 2 weeks and stuff like that, they're also starting to meet and figure out what's the alternative. They can't just leave a league just like that. So we heard somebody mention that Serie A was thinking about doing like a playoff kind of thing, like loser is out and to build up to the final, to finish the league like in a month, and they still have
Oh shit, they're gonna go MLS status.
pretty much kind of
Yeah,
like the
playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yep.
Whoever
I
thought of
mean-
MLS changing over to their form of and
Who
we
saw
never
that
thought
happening
that
first?
the other way around.
Yeah, coronavirus.
But I mean, that's one of the options. It doesn't mean that that's what they're gonna go with,
Yeah.
but it's out there.
Now, just for troll sakes, if the Premier League do let's say call the league or end the league here, because we don't know what's gonna happen.
Correct.
What do you think is gonna happen? Honestly, in your opinion, what's gonna happen this year, this current season of the Premier League? Because we don't know.
I personally, not to ruin your moment or Liverpool's, but I actually think it's gonna be the league's not gonna end. It's gonna end, but it's gonna end now.
So, no contest.
No contest. Basically, there's too
No
many games. There's way too many games for them to, because technically, just by stats, Liverpool could still lose the league. Now, can it really happen if they actually play the games?
I doubt
I
it.
doubt it. There's a 99% possibility that it doesn't happen. But because of this, the stat is still out there that it can happen.
So because they haven't
of
clinched
that-
it yet, because they haven't clinched
So
the
you're
title
saying
yet.
they're just gonna award Liverpool the league, or they're gonna?
I think it's gonna be an
no
asterisk.
contest, and they don't get the league.
I think it's gonna be an asterisk. And it's gonna be like mentioned. This year, Liverpool was almost there, but was tripped over by coronavirus.
Actually, that doesn't affect me, to be honest with you. Like, this is the only league that you could say Liverpool won the league, in my eyes. Like, there's really no way that anybody else could really reach. We're 2 games away from it. Like, there's gonna be an asterisk because the season was unfinished.
Correct.
Fine, but for me, it's a bigger asterisk to say that you got relegated from Champions League for 2 seasons because you went outside the rules and spent way too much money and literally won 3 leagues because you just over.
Okay.
That's a bigger asterisk for Man City than Liverpool being 22 points ahead. of
Yes.
second place.
The only problem is with that is with yours is most likely 100% sure that not 100%. It's a possibility that it might happen with the Manchester United problem. It's a lot of legal shit, so that might not even happen.
Regardless,
Them even
like
even being kicked out of the Champions League, it's still a possibility. It's
all right,
they
so put
said
it
that's
this
what
way.
they
Put it
want to
this
do,
way.
but
if what you're
they haven't
saying is
confirmed
the
it yet.
president, right? That every league is basically a no contest, or whoever's in first place gets awarded. It's fucked up for Real Madrid and La Liga and Barcelona. 'Cause
Correct.
It's unknown.
Correct.
It's fucked up for Italy because Lazio's in first place.
No, Juventus is by 10 points.
Yeah.
Lazio?
Yeah.
No.
No, Juve. dude.
Juve's up there.
No, not by 10 points. Not in the Serie A.
I thought that was
It's
what we
Lazio's
discussed
first
last
place.
week.
Let's just double check that real quick.
Yeah.
Keep going. Till
Germany, it's a contested fight.
Bro,
the
that
only
one,
league,
that one,
the
the one
only
that
league
hurts.
that isn't contested right now is the EPL.
Yeah, which
The
you
only
guys
thing-
have what,
exact- which
2018?
22 points ahead of second place.
Okay, yeah.
So if there's an asterisk next to us, it's like, all right, they just gave us the league because they were
Oh
22
no,
points
yeah.
ahead.
Between Lazio has 63. I'm sorry, Lazio has 62. Juventus 63. So they're up by 1 point.
By
One
one
point. Okay.
So
It was
that's
about
So
one.
the 10
And then
points is
three
between
leagues that are
Juve
contested.
and
Three
Inter,
leagues
right?
that are
Lazio and
contested
Inter.
right now. That'd be fucked up for them if it just gets canceled out like that. Like for Lazio, I'd feel bad if they
Yeah.
had an asterisk next
For the
For-
German league also, that
Exactly.
has been such a good league this
Well, Juve's in
season.
first. Juve's in first.
to it. But point
But still,
is,
they're 1 point
Yeah.
behind.
it's like it could be theirs.
Bro,
the point is,
La
like,
Liga can
for
be
me,
given to Barcelona
it would-
because of last week's loss.
Bagger, you know what they're gonna say? You know what they're gonna say? Technically, you still could have lost it.
technically, Man City should have never won it 3 times.
Yeah, but we're not talking about-
I mean,
But
for
we're not
me,
talking about Man
it's not
City.
gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt.
I know, but
it's gonna be like
it's-
we were 22 points ahead. They
It's
just
not-
gave it to us because at that point there was no reason to even.
No,
have it.
No, the reason why I feel bad for I'm starting to feel bad for you because it's just so much troll. Like it's just like
Yeah.
Liverpool are always, even though you got. Listen, man, I tip my hat off to Liverpool because I told you guys already. In my mind, you guys won this league a
Long
month
time
ago.
Yeah.
So
and you've been saying
I've
it.
been saying they already won the league. I'm not. There's no question in my mind about that.
I wasn't even willing to say it.
and
before
you weren't
that
even
time
saying
was,
that,
you know?
but I in my mind I was like, I'm this team is just too good. But now that all this is just happening, like it just seems like Liverpool are just a banter club, and not because of the play style, the players, the coach. It's just
the
because
situation
of
that they
things that
think
happen
has
to them.
Yeah.
and it's
insane,
just
man.
like the Steven Gerrard slip.
It
Oh,
feels like
come on.
the world is against us, like legit.
like
like,
this whole
there
this
had to
whole
be
week.
a pandemic,
bro.
before Liverpool could win the
Yes.
fucking league.
Yeah.
Bro, like there's a conversation we will have like in 10 years, and we'll look back and you guys remember when Liverpool was about to win it? Yeah, what happened? Coronavirus.
Yeah,
there was a worldwide
Did they win it? Well,
pandemic.
technically-
What
they did it.
happened? Like what happened? Tell me this, Edgar. And I hate to say this, but like I'm just imagining every aspect of this right now. If this were to be done right now,
Yeah.
what would happen to Liverpool fans specifically if Liverpool, let's say, aren't awarded the title and Liverpool don't go for winning for another 30 years? That means Liverpool fans are never going to see their team lift the trophy,
Well,
yo.
that's the
It's
thing.
just-
That's the thing. Even if let's say they give them the trophy tomorrow, let's say they say
It's a closed stadium.
It's a closed stadium, so they can't even go in unless they're watching it through the TV.
Well, I hate to laugh
and
about
live.
this, but it's like
it's fucked up. But
it's-
you have to find
but
comedy
look, man,
in
you have to,
situations
exactly.
like this.
You have to find the humor side in these dark times. But
No, you know what? Like it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad if it happens in Anfield and it's an empty stadium. But
yes.
it's gonna be what happened to PSG. Did you see the stadium outside PSG after they won?
Oh my
empty
god,
stadium.
Empty stadium.
And then what did the players do? Went to go celebrate outside.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna happen in Liverpool. They're not gonna give a shit about coronavirus.
But what I'm saying is, what if they don't even give the trophy? Like, they just like no contest.
They're not gonna do that.
I don't.
I don't know, man.
Out of-
They
out
could
of-
do that in all 3 other leagues, but not this one because
Yeah.
it's just so definely Liverpool ahead.
Yes,
I mean,
like
but the thing-
22 points
but that's the
ahead
key-
of second
The
place.
key thing that
They'll
Marco
be the
says,
asterisk.
technically,
Yeah,
You
technically.
could still. I mean,
Technically.
again,
Not-
in
not-
our,
in reality,
it's near impossible.
it's near impossible for you guys to
But
lose
what
it.
happens? Like, what happens if they call no
No,
contest?
the-
Like,
the
it's,
dumb
it's
question,
not even
dumb
worth
question.
talking about it without knowing what's really going to
Yeah,
happen.
like,
yeah.
this
This
is
is
not the
this is
thing.
all
This is all
speculation. This is
hypothetical
all-
because
all
we don't know what's
They're
gonna
not
happen.
going to call no contest right now.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
What
Nah,
they're going
nah.
to say, if anything, is games behind closed doors.
No, not now. Now the players affected anymore. I count that out. Count that out. Players
Even if
infected,
it's
you
delayed
can't do
for
it.
a month, it's like,
Nah,
dude,
dude,
if it
this
goes
isn't
down that
delayed.
it becomes a no contest, I mean, for Liverpool fans, we'll just say, you know what? A worldwide pandemic has to occur for us to not win it.
I mean,
If this were to happen
literally.
again, no, it's scary because if Liverpool ever get this
Literally.
close again, beyond the coronavirus, it'd have to be a nuclear war. Asteroids about to hit the world, and before
Stop.
Liverpool can win it. So you know what?
no, and the worst
That's
part
sad.
is it's not like
It
next year they
sucks,
can come
man.
along and be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do it again," because next year is gonna be harder for them. One, all the teams are gonna be reinforced,
Yeah, I mean,
and they're all their
Club
1 year,
strategies and, you know.
the 1 year is out. Plus, you guys, isn't there the Africa Cup of Nations or whatever it's called?
well, who
In-
knows
in-
what's
in-
gonna happen?
Well, I'm thinking of 1 year in advance.
Euros have been suspended, I think, as well.
The soccer window is so tight around the calendar. It's going to shift everything. How is it going to affect future competitions?
Dude, no, it's over.
It's-
Like, it's done. I'm telling you, this is it. I'm like, I don't see them in any way completing the season in a reasonable amount of time before all these other international competitions. The Euro to me is gonna be canceled. The league to me is gonna be
You
canceled.
know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do everybody for like EPL. Let's say, all right, for the next month, like let's say in a month or like by June, if nothing has resolved, in June they'll be like, all right, every team is gonna be going to do a playoff situation,
That would fuck us up.
but Liverpool is gonna be sent straight to semifinals.
Straight to finals, man. What the
No,
fuck
no,
you talking about?
stop.
You haven't
You haven't
technically won it yet.
So we're not gonna
I
give
know,
you
that's
that
what you want.
option. So you're
How
gonna
you
throw
gonna
you.
send us to semifinals, dude? We're 22 points ahead.
But
So-
you haven't won it yet.
You haven't won it yet.
Exactly,
Exactly.
so you sent us
So,
to finals.
that's why you're not gonna play 22 games.
There's the troll you'll get, bro. There's the troll you'll get.
I'm
No,
just- I'm
honestly,
giving
that
you
one doesn't
shit,
bother
but-
me. That one doesn't bother me.
I was like,
Swear to God, it
I
doesn't
know,
bother
man, but it just sucks to see like all the it's scary. First of all, it's a serious thing to begin with, but again, it's just why Liverpool? Like why does it happen now when you guys are looking just so?
Solid.
Solid.
No, let's not talk about solid anymore.
No,
that
no,
shit
no,
went
no,
out the
no.
Well,
window.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
But that's coronavirus for you.
on a serious note, yeah, Mike, we got that is
It's
infected, but
infected.
most likely the players are too. Prayers out to my gunners out there. Hope you guys get better because it's scary, man. And I don't know anything else in the coronavirus, guys. Anything you want to share? You want to
Nah,
mention?
text for the Juve guy has
Oh,
coronavirus.
Rugani, yeah. So I think Ronaldo left to Portugal too.
He got out.
I
I
think
think
he
the minute
bounced.
they said, "All right, peace," he left.
I think he bounced.
He
Yeah, he's not
bounced.
going back to Italy. He
Yeah.
said. What I wonder is like these players. Yeah, they got coronavirus and everything. I get it, but they're fit. They're healthy. They should just be able to get through it.
Correct.
How did they get it? Is my question.
That's the thing. Like,
How did they contract it? And why isn't that all of them? Like,
It's airborne, isn't it?
to an extent, it's airborne.
Okay.
like within this distance of each other, you guys can give it to each other. Yeah, like
Like that.
Oh,
a little bit right there. You're done.
We
But
hopefully we're fine. Hopefully
You
we're
just got to
fine.
keep your distance. They're saying 6 feet is what you should really keep between
Correct.
you and yourself and anybody that's around you, right?
Yes.
But how did this guy get it from? Who did he get it from? Like, there's got to be a chain. The thing is, you never freaking know.
Who's patient zero? We don't know that. Maybe somewhere in
Exactly.
Wuhan. And that's the thing. Like in China, I think it's pronounced Wuhan if I'm not mistaken.
Wuhan. Yep.
They didn't shut it down until it was like a massive case.
Oh, until they couldn't contain it anymore.
And by that time it's too late.
Mhm.
Correct.
And that's what
And
happened.
the symptoms are the common cold.
You can't even notice it sometimes. From what I read, people like from our age and below, 30 years old. I'm sorry, bro. You're below that. You're above that.
Above
I'm
that,
kidding,
I would have shown it a little sooner.
You no, but seriously, like, for like the younger people, they don't really show that many symptoms, if any, but they still carry the virus.
Yep.
So again, it's just be clean. Don't be ridiculous out there.
It's funny. So you know how Eddie was talking about
Lost light.
damn, fuck, Corona came here.
Yo, for real, what's going on? Bro?
Oof.
I'm getting scared, bro. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
but remember a couple weeks ago, Eddie was talking about pandemics and how there's a show on Netflix and how the end of the
Yes.
world could be and how pandemics spread and all that. Well, this is an example. It's not always the hard-hitting, quick virus that kills someone immediately. It's a calm,
The one that shows you like,
slow-
hey, I'm here, and lets you know that you're here.
Yeah.
You still don't do anything about it.
Yeah. So if
Exactly.
you guys had the time to watch the Joe Rogan podcast, he has a great interview. I forget what the name of the doctor is, but just to sum it up for you, they're expecting the peak of this to hit 480 million people.
Wow, that's actually pretty massive. That's
That's-
about a quarter of the world population. So
No, it's a lot.
yeah,
It's serious. No, it's very serious. So again, just be clean. Don't be,
Don't
bump-
go out if you
bump
don't need to
elbows,
go
bump
out.
feet. No more. Just don't shake
Work
hands
from
for a
home
while.
if you can.
This is why Xbox Gold was created.
Correct.
Oh my god, I'm about to be getting my snacks stocked up. No toilet paper on top of that.
No, totally
That's what one thing me and my barber were talking about, and I hate this. If you want to make this the last topic about it, we'll just go to the games. But just a little side note, sidebar. He's getting my hair today, and I'm like, yo, I asked him, what's up with this toilet paper? He's a firefighter as well, so
Oh, okay.
he's like prepared for like emergencies types things, because they're trained for that. And I'm like, what's up with this toilet paper? Like, freaking overload. He said, dude, I don't understand it. I'm sure somebody saw on social media that people were buying a lot of toilet paper, and then everybody started buying toilet paper.
That's the thing to buy. Buy toilet paper because you're gonna be shitting your brains out.
But why? 'Cause now you're not gonna be
Doesn't make
going out
sense.
to eat as much, and not be taking that many shits anymore. I was so confused. I'm like,
You're gonna be at home all the time. You're gonna
The-
ration your food.
the-
Well, maybe that's what it is. You're gonna be home a lot more than you. So you're not stocked up
I
to
think they-
have. But I think one
people
roll
just
would be like
freak
one
out.
big bag. That's it.
yeah, people are freaking. I mean, I get the freak out, but people are like, I think overdoing it. I've seen like fights over toilet paper.
Yes, they're fighting over toilet paper.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't go to that extent.
I mean,
Come on.
I won't say where I work at, but I might take a couple rolls from there.
Shit, I swear I didn't get some.
Yeah, I got you.
I saw them after the apocalypse. On that note, actually, one thing I did notice in the Champions League game is how Klopp didn't want to give hands to any of the
Did you-
fans.
you-
Yo, put your-
he fucking told them, put your fucking hands away, you
fucking
idiots.
And speaking of that, that's a segue into Champions League.
There you
So, Agar, now you can put your glasses on because it's about to get dark.
We're gonna leave that game for
for
last.
you. Champions League game for last?
No, his game for last.
yeah, man, whatever. Let's talk about it.
What game for last?
The Liverpool game. We're
Doesn't
gonna leave it for
matter.
last.
Let's talk about how Spurs and Liverpool are
So,
out and how
to
the
kick
English
things
league went
off-
to shit again.
I just want to say one thing and one thing only. Neymar, 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 Neymar. Although I am hurt that Haaland and Borussia didn't go on because I was rooting for them ultimately. I just gotta give my man some props. Neymar,
Yo,
Neymar,
Nene,
Neymar.
bro. We've always said it. He's a
Yo,
fucking game
shut
changer.
your
Okay, no.
mouth.
Haven't I always said he's a
You've
game
always
changer?
said it. Yes,
okay,
correct. You've
okay,
said it.
okay, yeah. Back him up when he needs it.
He said it.
Yeah, he changed the game when he's not there.
No.
No.
He,
No.
he-
No.
no,
Shut
no, no.
Oh,
When
yeah,
he's on the
oh, yeah,
field,
he's on the
he plays
field.
like shit.
When he's on
and
the field, he makes the team worse. It's like
He's
yo,
done it. He's done it.
stop.
And all right, we can count on the hand how many times he's fucked up this season, and then the one time he has a good game was last night, and props on him.
So you,
Bro,
you can't
he had
count.
a nice
So you
diver.
can't count the amount of times he's saved the team or produced
This is
goals
the time that he
and
needed to
assists.
save the team.
What's what I'm saying? Like, yo, give
Exactly.
the man props.
Yeah.
Like,
What about the last 3 years when he wasn't there?
he was hurt?
No, he was in Brazil.
Well,
Oh, no.
maybe you don't know
Partying
that.
with his sister. Sorry, I almost
You don't know that.
That was
you don't know that.
that was something else.
All I know is that I forget who said it. I honestly forget who said it, but was like if Neymar misses his sister's birthday to play Champions League, I will respect him more. I don't know
You
who
know
said
what? I
that.
blame Neymar. He stayed in Europe, and that's why the coronavirus came. He
I don't
didn't
know.
go for Carnival.
Let me hear from my hater over there, Marco, because I know you're not a Neymar supporter. Like
I'm not a
now.
fan. I've never hit it. Like
Cor-
it's
correct. I know you
Yeah.
get you don't like him. I know. I get it. Point
okay,
taken.
all right,
Very
all
clear.
right. What's the question?
So, how do you feel about him now, seeing what he's done this season so far?
Still didn't like it.
That's not my question.
okay.
Oh my god, yo!
Is it- how
you
do you
know what?
feel
I
for
can't
him?
even. I can't even
Oh,
ask
I
a
don't like
complete
him.
question without getting
All right,
interrupt
continue.
the interrupter.
That's my job, isn't it?
Jesus,
It's in the
man.
title.
All right.
Interrupter.
Who was it that said that about his sister's birthday? If he misses it, if he doesn't miss it this year,
Could have been Diego, me, Edgar. It could have been. It could have even been on one of the lives.
it could have been on the live. You're right, but no. My question to you is: now that Neymar has done the business to Borussia to go on to the next round, and he's
Mhm.
doing it in the league as well, he's producing numbers that are still
Mhm.
insane. Without Mbappe in this game that took place,
Yeah,
was it
or
yesterday?
Icardi.
or Icardi,
Correct.
is he still a player that you wouldn't bring onto your team?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask why?
I second that.
Can I ask why?
As much as he could change the game outside the pitch or inside the pitch, regardless, I just feel like the toxicity that he would bring into the team is not something that I want to see.
But let me counter you with this. And where in all those posts that the team have put out, the club itself, the celebrations, as a team, where's the toxicity there?
The toxicity?
In my
Immediately from his first celebration.
But afterwards, the whole team was
exactly. That's the
celebrating together.
toxicity he brings.
Yes
No,
and
but
no.
how's
So
that toxic?
That's a
I
complete
personally-
troll of Haaland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
yes,
not.
Because
That's
he
not,
felt like
that's
he was
this
being
is-
overshadowed by the new
no. But that's
like,
different. Marco's talking about being toxic within the locker room and causing problems. He's not
That-
talking
that
about
is
becoming.
toxic,
He's not
though.
talking about
Look,
a
that
dark
in this
horse.
game, it joined the team, but that's
No,
toxic.
what do you mean? Who wouldn't want to be the team that everybody
I
hates and
personally
you go
think
win
it's
every
a
game?
pretty good troll.
Oh, it was a great
It
troll.
was a great troll.
Because and I read it on whatchamacallit. It said Haaland is living in their minds for rent free for the next year.
Fine, that's fine. But guess who moved on? At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Pretty
Absolutely,
fine.
absolutely.
I think they
But
did it in the
was
locker
his
room
head.
as well.
Like if that's the celebration he had planned, it was in his head.
Of course, but
that's-
doesn't that show how good he is? Like, you know what?
His first instinct after scoring a goal wasn't to do his own celebration, grab his team, celebrate. No, it was to go troll the.
No,
opposite
actually,
team.
no. His first celebration was to go hug Mbappe because that's the first thing he did was go to Mbappe and hug him.
But the point
and
is,
the whole team came,
but
and then he did that.
Yeah, he had that planned out.
Yeah,
like,
but
him not maybe, but the whole team might have had it planned.
Yeah,
out.
the whole team had it planned out because Haaland did the business on them, and of course he's rent free. Who wouldn't let him live rent free?
Did they? Because I think they beat last season. They beat Man United, right? Man United. They lost to Man United at
they got knocked out by
PSG.
Manchester United.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They got knocked out by
in
them.
this
Knocked
round.
out
Yeah.
by them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
So I don't think I don't
When
know
you're wrong,
I
you're
don't
wrong.
see it as toxic. I see it as being again like Marcos a troll. And you know what? How does that make him toxic for the whole team doing it?
Look, and I've been trying to say it, but you guys start yelling, so I give you guys your minute. It might be just the media affecting what my perception of him, because they're the ones that might be calling him toxic.
But who said he's toxic?
Bro, come on.
Who?
They say he's toxic.
Bro,
Alejandro Moreno,
we
Stevie
know,
Nicol.
we know.
They
Again,
call them
it
toxic.
So
might-
people who played and
that-
coached him, they're saying he's toxic.
again, it might be the media that might be affecting my perception. That's why I said I started off with that.
Correct.
So
So I want you to acknowledge that point as well to everybody out there, and myself included, because I hate players sometimes, but it might be maybe because of the media. But who are we listening to? People who don't coach them or
but
don't play with them.
this, I mean,
So we don't know.
again, and this might also be the fact that in the past, like the whole rolling around thing, in what was it for the World
World
Cup
Cup.
or
World
whatever.
Cup.
Small things like that is what I don't look in a player, and that
You're
maybe
right.
left an image of him in my mind that won't allow him to be better than what he might be. But in my mind, I just don't like him.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree. I respect that. You know, some players' antics you're just not fond of, and I get that. But the whole fact that Stevie Nicol said he's talking, like, no, he doesn't. He's never played with him.
Bro,
He's never coached him. He doesn't know what's going on.
Your question to Marco was, would you have him on your team?
No, you're right.
And then he said no. And then
I
his
understand
response
that.
was because of the antics that he does.
no, he just said that
That's
part
a
right now.
toxicity. But
He said
I
that part right now.
included
That's
the
completely
antics.
separate. So he just answered the question.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
the antics, that's the toxicity he's talking about.
But that's not really toxicity because that's
It
just,
is. To
as
me,
of
I
right
agree
now
with
is a
Marco.
part of the. How is
for one game.
listen?
it's good.
As much as I hate it, and I hate diving, but how is that toxic? That's
To
not
the
toxic.
extent
That's
he
not
does
that. That's just it looks bad in the player. You're right. It does. I agree with you on that. But it's not toxic. Toxic is when you cause drama. When you cause players. When you fight.
All right. Let me give you this one. Ronaldo on our Inter team last year.
Yeah.
How he would fall over. How he would
No, it wasn't because he would fall over.
Dude, let me finish talking. I thought the interruption next to me.
Okay.
Ronaldo falling over or being lazy or giving like looks like ugh, or just looking frustrated or yelling at the ref or just like, you know, falling over and getting mad that he doesn't get a call. That's shit that Ronaldo does, and he will get under our skin. Like, dude, just get the fuck up and play. Stop being such a little bitch. That's toxicity, and he was still doing the same antics that
No,
Neymar does.
that's completely different, dude. That's completely
with
different.
Neymar, it's more of a 50-50. He does get hit a lot, but then he also gets asked for it. But I see why he does it. It's just me personally. I just don't like the guy.
I
But
get that.
that's
And then
me.
there's antics off the field too that, yes, you're right, the teammates like. But if you're asking Marco, would he still take him on a team even though he's cool with his friends and his teammates? You
Bro,
still said no.
he might be the nicest person in the world.
Listen, bro, I get it. You don't like his antics. That's the answer. Not because he's toxic. That's a
no,
that's a
but
separate
that's for
conversation.
him is toxic.
That might be toxic for me.
So antics
Yeah,
are toxic.
for
So
me.
diving is toxic.
I mean,
Yes.
the way that
The way he does it, yes.
did it.
How that makes no sense.
So
That makes
the role-
absolutely no
so
sense.
I
How
could-
somebody dives is toxic and not toxic. That
Bro,
just makes no
there-
sense.
Come on, man. There's there's levels of diving. There's a normal
There's
dive
levels
and
of
then
diving?
a rolling
There is.
around.
Absolutely.
Like,
No,
come
there's
on,
no levels
man.
of diving.
Yes,
you just
there
dive.
is.
You just dive. Either you get the
You get away.
cheat or you
There's
don't
one
cheat.
that's
It's
a
just
The
smart
Brazil
way of doing it.
performance
Or
when they got knocked out, the way that he rolled around, he took all the headlines away from the team. It was literally about him rolling around. It wasn't about the Brazilian team anymore.
But
And
whose
that's-
fault is that?
That's his.
No, that's the media's fault for making that the highlight because
but-
it's such a focal point.
No. It's not the media's fault. The media is just going to go to whoever's being the biggest clown. And that's what Neymar is. He turns into a clown. He brings his level of diving and his antics to a point where the media can't avoid him.
Well,
Why can't we
this is
avoid
the-
Trump?
Well, I'll tell you-
Because his level of stupidity
All right,
and
now we're going to
toxicity
politics.
is the same in politics.
I mean,
and
look,
the same thing that
So,
Neymar
I'll
did. His
make
level
one
of
point.
toxicity is
your
too high.
concept of toxicity might be slightly
Yeah,
different or different
My
from
toxicity
mine.
is Mourinho
completely.
when the players don't like him anymore and want him out of the club. That's what my toxicity
I mean,
is.
we've
Okay.
had conversations or we've heard things that might happen in the locker room with Neymar.
But-
Don't ask me specifics because I'm not going to be able to
So
give
why
you
bring him
one.
up?
Huh? Because
Well,
you,
he's
can you,
he's
can
falling
you,
out with other coaches.
Yeah, he's falling out with other coaches,
Wait,
but
he wins them over
what?
back.
He might.
He
Same
does.
thing with Mourinho.
No, I bet
Come on,
different
all right.
Mourinho.
Please explain.
The whole Chelsea locker room, the whole United locker room, how they all fell out with him, and they literally did not want to
Did
play
they
for
all
him
came
anymore.
out saying that?
Bro, it was as clear as day.
Did they come
They,
out and say
they
it?
said they did not like the manager. It was the
If
most.
they- if they said it, then
Hazard,
yes,
even
please.
Mourinho came at the players as well, at Chelsea, at United. If you're gonna say that you don't remember this, it's just because you're trying to prove your point at this point.
I just want you to finish it.
All right, so if you're trying to say you don't remember this whole Mourinho saga, because
Well, personally, I just don't like Mourinho either. But that's just
but nah, I'm not. To me,
levels of toxicity.
at the end of the day, Barcelona can't win it without Neymar. PSG move on with Neymar. That's all we have for PSG. Anything else?
Nope.
Neymar moves on. The GOAT. Now, Spurs.
Going from one toxic to the next toxic.
Hey, it's
Mourinho.
Mourinho is
Easy.
just.
It's an easy transition right
He's
there.
washed, bro. He's washed.
He's
That's it.
washed, man. He is.
He's done.
Just beyond washed. I just know. There's no. I just can't answer. I can't imagine as a Spurs player that you got rid of your best coach in your history in Pochettino. You spent over $100 million the winter transfer window to boost up your team, start looking better. You bring in Mourinho, and then you go on this 4-game losing streak. Or
I mean, if you're Pochettino right now, you should be dying laughing because they kicked you out for this. They knew that he was coming in. That's why they kicked you out. It's not like they did like the Arsenal way that took them a month to figure something out. They literally 24 hours later, Mourinho was already there.
Did we have anybody here say it was a good idea for Mourinho to go to Spurs?
No,
No, right?
I don't think even Josue said it. He's a Spurs fan.
They got.
There's so many people out
Again.
there trying to use Mourinho's old stats to say that he was a good move for Spurs. That
He wasn't, man.
was never a good
the
move.
stats at his time were just. It was a different game. When
It was a different
when
culture.
it was a different culture when he was coaching at that time.
There was no social media. There was no Facebook. I think.
I also think
or it wasn't big like it is now.
his form of play is very similar in the defensive wise as Simeone, but Simeone is not as toxic. He might be. All right, in
Simeone
the
is not as
locker
toxic.
room, they really do love him.
They do.
So that's different.
They
He
do.
might be toxic to the world,
That's true.
but in his locker room, the people
You're
that
right.
play for him
Like
love
Neymar,
him.
you're right.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
They don't-
He
they
always
don't-
has to throw.
Go ahead.
The-
quote,
Go ahead.
Simeone doesn't throw his players under the bus.
Again, something like
He
that.
sticks with his players. He's put on Morata over and over and over and over and over and over again until he finally does something. Mourinho calls out a 23-year-old and says that he's a shit player, which is the most expensive transfer that Spurs have ever made. Like, that's the leader of your team.
That's
like
toxic.
that's toxic. And that's from the head of the team. So whoever thought that Spurs were going to be better with Mourinho were completely delusional. They were
Yeah.
just grasping at straws because they were
They wanted to make good out of a fucked up situation, and
What was the result of that game again? I forgot.
3-0.
yeah.
Was it 3-0? I'm trying to find it right now.
But regardless,
3-0, yeah.
like again, we all are happy that he's out.
I'm ecstatic he's out. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I'm very happy to see
And
Spurs
what
out. But
place
this
is he in the league? 8th place.
I think he's dropping right now. Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't. I think they've been.
This is
winless
terrible
in
for
4
them.
games.
They got
It's
a brand new
bad.
stadium. They're not going to have Champions League money. They're not going to get the next round of money. They're not in Champions League next year
I
or
don't
Europa. I mean, they're not
mean-
going to have any money to transfer players. They literally said, and I think the rumor was 50 million is all he's going to get for the next transfer window if they don't make Champions League. If they don't have that Champions League money coming in, they are not going to get more than
I
50
want to
million for
see what
transfers.
Mourinho can do without.
He's already
bringing
saying
in-
he needs new players.
But that's the thing, man.
The
Hey,
average player nowadays
Poch got
goes
to
for
the
15,
finals
20.
with less than what Mourinho has
With
now.
no transfers.
With no transfers, correct.
I mean, what Poch did was incredible.
It
Man.
was incredible.
Incredible. And he needed a rehaul. And honestly, to get to the Champions League final, and honestly, he lost it out by bad luck. It's tough the way he
Yeah,
went
man,
out.
but
But
I mean, this
is what it
now,
is.
Mourinho, bro, you got to go. But
No,
Stay,
don't go.
stay,
Don't
stay
go.
as
Don't go.
Spurs, stay as Spurs. Sorry.
Stay.
phrase that. But let's bring it to the defending champs because this is what the moment we've all been waiting for. Liverpool host Atletico Madrid at Anfield, where Virgil van Dijk and Robertson came out and said, "You still have Anfield," in a very confident tone, foreseeing the future because they thought they had it in the bag. But guess what? They did not.
I mean, just the memes alone are hilarious.
Llorente put, what's the goalkeeper's name for Liverpool again?
Adrian.
Adrian in the bag by scoring 2 in the second, in the what?
The extra time.
Extra time, right?
Mhm.
And Morata sealing the deal. Those are the highlights of the game. I'm gonna let Edgar go on his little rant for a few minutes, and then
Nah, fuck that. I don't need a rant anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, honestly, you guys saw what I put out last night. Like, all right, LeSmug is dead.
but
Smugness is here.
There had to be thoughts
It's
that been
over.
going through your head at that time.
And it
Well,
comes,
alright.
it comes down to the fact that I went into airplane mode and didn't want to hear from anybody. I
that's
literally
fine.
went
Actually,
home.
I
don't
think
blame
that
you.
was
Sleep for
the
2 hours.
smartest thing you could have done.
I don't blame
Fuck
you.
that. The toxicity on that chat. Eddie was
Oh
still
my
there.
God.
So I was with Eddie. I was with Nico, and we were breathing calm as soon as we saw that second goal go in. We were chill.
It's like that
And-
anger that you get. Just like
It wasn't even anger though, guys, because I'm gonna tell you something. Like, I've always been raving about how Liverpool do smart transfers, do intelligent transfers. We spend good money, but we spend smart money. We don't overspend. We're not Manchester United.
Correct.
We're not Man City.
Correct.
We got Adrian on the free.
Correct.
And that's what we get for getting a player on the free. It's the second time in 3 years where a player has affected us because he just wasn't good enough. And the stage was too big for him. It got to his head. That's literally what it came down to.
Might be.
Karius was not big enough, not mentally strong enough, but he was a young goalkeeper. Adrian, which is older, we thought would have it, but at the end of the day, it's a goalkeeper who was let go by West Ham United on the free, and we picked them up for nothing. We should have spent a little more, and I get why we kept them. I get why we got him because we have a third string goalkeeper that we want to become the second, but we also don't want, to fill him in yet. So it is Liverpool's fault for not getting a better number 2. But I'm not going to get mad at the fact that Adrian fucked up. We should have known better. We saw the signs coming. And we should have scored. That's what it came down to. Salah was not scoring. Mane was not scoring. Mane went for try to go for an overhead kick where he could have knocked it down, given Salah a nice, easy tap-in. Salah should have put an upper 90 in at least twice. Robertson hit the post. Oblak stopped 8 shots on target, 3 of which were probably worldlies. Firmino had 3 shots on goal when only could score 1 and only beat Oblak once he hit the post and it bounced right back to him. I mean, Trent had some massive shots. Ox had some massive shots from outside the box. What can I say? And Atleti had a phenomenal defensive game. I called it back when the draw was last season. I said, you guys all said, Atleti's going to be easy. You guys are through. Best scoring team in the world. You guys got the best attack. You'll be fine against Atleti. And they were playing bad. And I'm like, no. There's 3 months to go, and Atleti is not an easy team. That was the only team I didn't want to draw, and we fucking drew them, and we lost them. And you know what? I heard Klopp's talk today, and he said one thing. He said, Adrian's a man. He knows what happened. It's fine, but that's it. You know what? We're just gonna let it be. We had a great game. It's just that's how football goes, and that's it. That's how football goes.
I think that you guys did miss a lot of chances. And I didn't watch the whole game, but what I was able to watch, I think in the first half, and this is what I noticed, is that you guys played Atletico Madrid's game. And you were and they were playing mind games with you guys. That for a good 20 minutes, it looked like you when Hendo got the yellow, it looked like they were just fucking with you guys. That literally all they wanted to do was just get you guys mad and do stupid shit. And for 20 minutes,
we didn't fall for it. We didn't fall for it.
20 minutes, it kind of looked like you were.
Yeah.
Now, not for the rest of the game, because you then the halftime whistle came along and you were able to cool down and then figure a new strategy. But for a good 20 minutes, it looked like Atletico was not beating you in the game, but mentally they might have been beating you. At least for 20 minutes. I'm not saying the whole game.
That's fine. That's how you see it. That's fine. I disagree, but
Trent was getting pissed at Joao Felix.
I wanted to bring that up as well. Yes,
and he was consistently taking him out. Joao Felix would fall into it and just encourage him to get even more mad.
We lost this game away when we fell into their mind games at Atletico Stadium, when we didn't have a shot on target, when we couldn't score away. That's where we fucking lost it. Because if we would have had that away goal, this would have been a different competition. We would have been fine. But we didn't score away. We didn't have a shot on target away. And we couldn't keep a clean sheet.
I mean,
for 6 weeks, we have not kept a clean sheet. And that's a fucking issue.
So a lot of things were just said right now. And I agree with a lot of things that you said and I agree with a lot of things that you said. And one thing that you brought up that I kind of want to, debate you on was the fact that you said, Adrian, we got him on a free. And I kind of want to give you props on saying it, is that you're not mad at him or anything. Because I remember very clearly the moments where he saved Liverpool's
at the beginning of the season,
earlier in the season, when Alisson was injured for a while, and how much praise that he would get from everybody. Like, oh, what a smart move! He's a great guy. He's like, we got him on a free. You guys are all idiots, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
You remember this?
No, I remember.
Yeah. And then
I didn't agree, but I remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll forget if I agreed or not. I'm not gonna say, but yeah, if you didn't agree, but we're hearing all this praise, and now all of a sudden, because he screwed up like this, then you hear like, oh, we didn't spend enough on the goalkeeper. And I think that's just, it's not just you. I've heard it from multiple people already.
No, that's absolutely right. But we're not giving him stick.
Correct. And I give you props for that.
There's a reason why you pay $80 million for a goalkeeper, because they have to make one save and they make it. And that's what it comes down to. And that's what a lesson I learned. I've always raved about how I think we should get players on the cheap, get them good. We've had a lot of success with that. Unfortunately, the last 3 goalkeepers we bought, 2 of them ended up being shit, and they were the ones that were worth less than $5 million. So now I understand. But regardless of the fact, I'm not going to give Adrian stick. Like, you got us the Superliga. Nice. I just wish you would have had the consistency, because I don't get why he doesn't have the consistency. At the beginning of the season, maybe it was because, hey, you know what? Whatever. He fucks up. What can we do? We just got him. Now it's like he had pressure on him. Yeah. He had a weight on his back that he didn't have at the beginning of the season.
Personally, I think that also affects a player when majority of the time he was playing, it was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That's when Alisson just got injured. And I remember saying Liverpool will continue winning, but they were just going to let more goals through, which would happen. It did. I think he had like 1 or 2 clean sheets out of let's say 10 games that he had, but you guys would still win them because the defense were helping teams. Yeah, correct. So, but then fast forward till now, how many games has he had? And for a pressure this big, I don't think that he was ready for it, and he was not mentally or physically prepared for a game like this.
Yeah.
And the issue came down to him trying to play the game he doesn't play. He tried to play feet. He tried to ping that to somebody.
Yeah, he did. It came out bad, horrible.
And that comes down to Klopp. Klopp should have just said, "Dude,
don't do it. You clear it. Let Alisson do that. Let Alisson do that forward.
That's Alisson's role. You clear it." It was that's what hurts the most. It was a stupid kick. It's a ball that you play when you're playing kickball. Like, what was the rule when you play kickball? Roll it down the middle, and what do? Oh, that's a good guy. He always hits it at the back wall. Just move back, because he's gonna clear it all the way up. And that's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. If he got beaten because he just wasn't a good enough goalkeeper, that's fine. But he couldn't kick the ball, and that's the part that hurts. The other 2 goals that came down, he was already rattled. It was over.
Yeah,
it was over.
Now,
I knew Atleti wasn't gonna be easy.
That's why I hate to agree with you, but on that side, because I really thought you guys would win it at Anfield. Like, in my mind, when the 1-0 at Atletico, when they won, I was like, you know what? That's not enough for Atletico to be able.
You were more convinced than I was.
Dude, I was sold because I honestly believed in your squad a lot more than you did, I guess. But I agree with what Marco was saying when it came to the mentality aspect. I did see Trent getting extra mad. I did see Oxlade-Chamberlain arguing with somebody on the pitch.
See, that's
so I saw those
but
mind
see,
games that come into
that's
effect.
a difference because last year we had that same anger, we had that same drive. Do you remember Robertson on Messi?
No, yes, you're
But
right. You're right.
The difference is
It was on Messi.
it was on Barcelona,
It
an
was on-
attacking
correct,
team
yes.
who has shitty defense, and we had Atleti. We had him. It was done. The problem is the one player who wasn't at it was the goalkeeper. The second that we got scored on, it was lights out. It was over. You saw the momentum just
No,
completely
you're right.
change.
But when I saw Oxlade-Chamberlain arguing with somebody on the pitch, I think it was Henderson he was arguing with. That's when I was like, okay, Atletico got in their head, and they're not going to be able to get that. And I think that's what he got
No,
stuffed
I
out.
think-
honestly.
I think Hendo
No,
was
he
trying
didn't
to
get out.
come.
He was tired.
Who?
Yeah,
Ox-
he was
Ox
having
was
the man.
done.
He was the man. He was the man.
He
of the
was
match
having a
for
great game.
Liverpool.
Oh, bro.
Defensively,
but-
he was tired. The second goal, defensively, we were tired.
But again,
Van
when you got
Dijk
into
was
the
late.
argument.
Henderson was late.
Once you got into the argument, I
know,
was like, you know what?
The funniest
Ping,
part
ping,
is,
ping.
yes,
That's what happens.
and I actually thought that once when overtime came along, I'm like, oh, Liverpool has this because we've seen Atletico go for 2 consecutive finals that go to extra time, and we know that they get tired and they're not all.
I was
there.
convinced when we
And I'm
were
like,
into
okay,
overtime.
Liverpool
I'm
has
convinced.
it. It's there's no if buts about it, and then 3 goals hit in the last.
Nah, but
I'm like,
you
damn.
can't count the last 2. They were very impressive and it was very good for Atletico. But the massive mistake from Adrian just
No, but you can still count the other one. You
Well,
can
they
still
sealed
count
the deal,
second one.
no, it
basically.
sealed the deal. But we had to get another goal at that point, and just the shift in momentum, it's incredible. Like you could see it on the field. We had the game in hand. We were done. That was it. There was no reason. Like they had no shots that were like putting Adrian in
dangerous areas.
difficult situations.
Yeah.
He never had to make an upper 90 save, or a
didn't.
lower. The one save he had to make, he looked rattled, and he made it fine. But he's the one who gave it away.
You saw
That's what it comes down
him
to.
being the weakest link. I don't want to. I kind of want to talk about it in a minute, but I have one last question for you, Edgar. And if you have anything else, of course, you know what. Just go
course.
ahead. Who would you replace at this current moment, given the situation that just happened? And I'm asking this now because you kind of are feeling this hurt right now, where you should have won, but you just couldn't get the job done. Because at least that's how I think you should feel. Would you replace Salah with anybody right now that you think would maybe be able to hit one of those chances, aside from like a Messi or Ronaldo? Because of course, count them out.
I'd replace Salah.
Can I ask you with who?
Timo Werner.
Whoa. So you see, all right. That's crazy because
Salah needs some fire behind him. He needs to know that
that's
he
what I've been
gets to
saying
replace.
since earlier. Like you say, it takes 7 to make one. That
And-
is going to come to
and-
bite you in
and-
the ass.
No, I know it is. I know it is. His 4th shot was on target and was soft, but it was on target.
But that is
Like,
that,
and it's not good enough. And
It's
I was debating
not.
with Eddie about this. Like, Salah's gonna go to Real Madrid. I'm like, no, Salah can't go to any other team other than Liverpool
He can't.
because
I
we're
don't
the
think he
only
will.
ones that will forgive him for fucking up so much.
I don't think he will survive at Real Madrid. I
No.
think
He would
Mane
be
will go
benched.
there before
Sepultado.
Salah. But yeah,
Mane will go before,
but
yeah.
I think
He would
Salah
be-
would
he
not
would
be
be
able to
benched.
survive the atmosphere.
because at least Mane does the defensive end.
yeah,
He does the recovery side. He does the passing.
yeah.
And there'll always be someone there to put in the second ball that Mane sets up. But Salah, he will not be forgiven anywhere else. He will go the way of Coutinho. That
Yeah,
they
that's
won't
rough.
give him time.
I just wanted to ask you that because I kind of want to see where your mind was at with him.
He
right
needs
now.
some fire under his ass. That's what he needs.
The one I do want to ask is, and we can go to the Atletico after this. Now that you're trading you're trading players. I want to trade one.
Oh, okay. Who?
I heard it earlier today. Was a tweet that they sent to the ESPN FC guys. Would you take right now Adrian, or would you take
Karius.
Karius? And I have an answer for the question
That's like a
itself.
troll question to ask, but yeah.
No.
It will stand out, but
No.
I have an answer for it. But please give me yours.
I'd keep Adrian.
You keep Adrian?
Yeah.
I would have gone with Karius.
Why?
I haven't seen Karius
Because he-
since
no,
he's
no.
been in Turkey.
Well, meaning Karius from back then and Adrian now.
Oh, Karius from back then. No, I'd still go with Adrian.
Yeah, I'd go.
I'd go with, because he actually took you guys or helped you guys to the final. He had one game and couldn't do it.
That's true.
Yeah, but the way he gave it away in the final.
I
it was,
mean,
like,
There was that giveaway from Karius
It
was
was
a
two
lot more
giveaways.
amateur than Adrian's was.
Yeah.
but there
Adrian's was
an
a
age gap between one.
correct,
and
but
the
you're saying
other.
at that time or this time, I'd still say Adrian this time.
Well, he was younger back then.
because
Yeah, but you're saying at that time, right?
Yeah.
So we have to consider Karius at that time. So I think
yeah,
in the long haul, Adrian, I agree with Edgar. He's more seasoned. Does that careless mistake rolling it into, was it Benzema?
Benzema's
Yeah,
foot.
That
literally.
dude, that's recreation. That's worse than
not-
recreation, bro.
No.
That to me, that
I would
should
still
never be done.
for me. I would still take Arias. But
Now, it'd be cool to go to the Atletico side
Yeah,
for a
let's
bit.
go to Atleti.
So goal scorers,
All right,
right?
real quick. Pinche tío. Tuviste suerte, cabrón.
Tío,
Tío, if
is-
you're listening,
is
bro, I
Edgar's
know you're an
friend.
Atleti fan, man.
Dr.
Dr. T.
Dr.
Dr. T. So for everybody who heard Dr. T, he's an Atleti
text you?
fan. We talked about the first game, and you know what he told me? He's like, Edgar, you guys won everything already. You got the Premier League. You won the Champions League. You were in the final already. Let someone else win it. Like, it can't be all about you. I'm like, shit, he's right. I mean, I hating him, but I hate you, Theo. What the fuck, bro? Come
Jinxed
on.
it.
That hurt.
I mean, honestly, MVP is that kid who wrote the letter, because ever since he wrote the letter,
bro, that's hilarious.
Boom, boom,
that
boom, boom,
that
boom.
consistently comes out.
and again, this is Edgar's week, or month actually. We're gonna be the Invincibles. No, we're not. Okay,
No,
we're
it
just doing a
was
trip.
above that. I think there was something else, wasn't there?
No, it was the
the first
Invincibles.
one?
Okay, maybe we're not.
Invincibles,
We can be
winning
maybe treble
streak.
winners. No, we can't. We can do a double. Not that either. Champions? That's the double. The league might get canceled by coronavirus. That's like it's just unfortunate. But what's not unfortunate are the goal scorers of this game, because Firmino, although they lost, he did mark in his first goal of the season at home.
Yeah.
Oh, can I finish
Sorry,
before you
my
interrupt me?
My bad. I didn't know you were that way.
Home. I'm trying to finish it before I go
All
on.
right. You're losing time right now. Go. I'm
Now you're not
also
gonna do that.
There you go. That's your
But
fault.
no, so yeah. Firmino got first goal at home. Props to him. Unfortunately, it did not come with the victory at the end of the game. But the winners of this game were Llorente with the brace and Morata. Now,
For all those who have criticized Llorente, bro, like the guy put in the work last year for Spurs. He's the one who got him across Man City, isn't he?
Wrong
wrong
Llorente.
Llorente.
Oh, really? I thought it was
Yeah.
the same one.
No.
This is like a 20-year-old difference.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, this is
shit.
like
I had no idea.
this is a
I
kid.
have no idea who the Atleti players are. I thought it was the same Llorente.
No,
No,
this
no,
Llorente is
no.
a midfield that
Oh,
came from Real Madrid.
fuck.
Yeah.
This is a Real Madrid player?
Yeah,
Hence the
he
reason I
was
said
a-
Real Madrid, hala Real Madrid rejects because they beat Liverpool.
Yeah,
Oh, I
both
had no
of them.
idea.
Llorente, this Llorente is.
Oh,
I don't know if
wow.
they're related or not, but this Llorente came from.
Hey, we got another visitor.
I was really
Same
upset
one.
about that. I was like,
no,
fuck,
no,
no
not
Spurs
that.
player
No,
came to
that's
get us.
that Llorente. I think is in Italy right now.
Yeah, so
I knew he got traded. I thought he was
Yeah,
okay.
no.
All right. Well, I
Wrong
don't feel bad
Llorente.
anymore.
So Llorente took advantage of Adrian's huge miss kick. A kick right them down the middle. He just took it in, slided in the corner. Adrian had no chance. Second goal he got though, that to me was more clinical and just showed the momentum shift that Edgar was talking about when Atletico really took over, because the passing, the finish, bottom left corner, Adrian couldn't touch that either.
No,
It was clean. And to me, the most surprising one was Morata, because he didn't score with his head this time.
yeah, the one player that can only score with his head.
So props to Atletico, Simeone. You got the job done at Anfield. I'm not with no words. Congrats to you guys, Atletico, because you surprised me 100%. I don't know about
Yeah.
you. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, he definitely surprised me. What I've been hearing a lot was a masterclass, and no, it wasn't. But it also, a lot of people were saying this is not football, and I'm like, no, it's just it's a type of tactic.
So
It's
I'm
not
glad you brought
pretty
that up.
one,
I'm glad you brought
but
that
it's a
up,
tactic.
because I was not gonna let Edgar escape without answering this question that I'm about to bring to you, based off of Klopp's famous commentary after the games about, and I'm sure you guys all saw it. I'm sure you definitely saw it. How he came out after the Atletico game, pretty much stating he does not understand why Atletico play the way they do with a talented team. This is not real football. Along those lines,
He said it again today after this game.
can you give me more thoughts on that as to why? I'm
Sorry,
the hell
I
was
was gonna say,
that?
well,
Oh.
yeah, your thoughts. Like, do you think it's what Klopp is true?
Is
what
it
Klopp said is true?
saltiness? Is it true? Is it like Marco said, a tactic? I mean,
No, Klopp is just a fan of attacking, pressing football, and he
okay.
does not understand a team who just sits in.
But how do
and
you feel about
tactically sits in? Like, he understands that there's teams that are just going to sit in because they realize they cannot go against the firepower and the pace and the agility of Liverpool. Like, we're talking about Brighton,
Correct.
Bournemouth, those
Correct.
types of teams. But a team that has the exact amount of physique and strength and ability that Atleti has, it's like he doesn't understand why they don't attack. He doesn't understand why they don't press and play the type of football that he believes in. They choose to stay compact and tight and just try to not to concede. So for him, that's not football. And on top of that, there's antics that Atleti does that are very frustrating.
Yes.
There's the diving. There's
tackling.
João Felix, like he didn't get hit and he fell to the ground. That's when Henderson yelled at him.
Yeah,
And
that's why I agree with you.
And it affected us. It affected us a lot more in the first game. And that's why we didn't succeed in the first game. The second game, we did a little better. I saw Mane wasn't getting frustrated. He didn't get a yellow.
He was calm.
He was calm. But the point is, we prepared for that. They play a dark art of football. They play very.
Have you ever seen Simeone's dressed?
I mean, the guy looks like a fucking mad genius. You know what I mean? And
I hate him, but shit.
I hate him, but his defense is very, very good.
It's impenetrable.
Yeah, and this isn't even the best form of Atleti.
No.
Like the great form of Atleti was when Godin was still there. When they went to 2 Champions League finals.
Can we give props to Tomas though? Tomas is
oh my
class,
bro.
Oh, that man, he is.
Number
after
5,
seeing
right?
him play, yo, I can't compare him to anybody right now. He's just so good. The way he dominated that midfield was just impressive, and he got through players like nothing.
The crazy part is, Eric, they conceded 18 shots on goal, man.
Well, that was their gameplay.
Masterclass.
Oblak, oh god.
But the whole thing I want to say is like, Nico was like, but I can't believe we didn't score. I'm like, bro, this is Atleti's game. They don't care how many shots on target they concede. They just know that they're not going to concede more than 1 goal.
That's the thing.
Maybe
like,
2.
They should have conceded
When's
more.
the last time they got blown out like 4 or 5-0?
But they should have conceded more because you guys
But
hit the crossbar. You guys hit the crossbar.
They play to
options.
the limits. They play to the limits. How many times has Atleti done this?
No, that's their gameplay. We all know that. We all know that. And we've said
that's
it before.
why I knew we could still lose, even though Firmino had given us the lead.
Correct. But how do you feel about the gameplay? That's where I want to know.
How do I feel about that football?
Yeah.
It's not the football I like.
But is it?
It's not the football I want to play. It's not the football I enjoy. And it's unfortunate for the competition because it's going to turn into a shit competition if they continue to progress. I don't think they're going to progress past the next round.
I thought it was a great game, though. That's the thing. Like, people are saying,
Liverpool brought them to it.
But
if they're not playing
football.
a team, if they're not.
That was Klopp's words. Remember, that's not his
words.
But
I'm not saying those are his words at all. But I'm saying is like, if you want to watch an enjoyable game, regardless if you're a Liverpool fan, Atletico fan, us, whatever you are, at the end of the day, that was an enjoyable game to watch.
Oh, that was an enjoyable game. Yes.
Because
had their Liverpool brought the game to Atleti.
Yeah, but Atletico also provided did that by defending and knowing what strengths they had going forward. So not only did they do what all these lower level teams do, they did it with a better team.
I mean, that's it.
And when they launched,
you can't give them props for having good attacking football because they had nothing.
I mean, counterattack
nothing.
They did counterattack.
But they got nothing. They got the goal from a pass from Adrian.
But then the other two goals followed.
And it wasn't even because Adrian had pressure on him. It wasn't like it was a high press that forced Adrian into a bad pass.
Correct.
It was none of that. It was literally Liverpool giving it away, and that's where it's frustrating for.
So you don't think
myself?
So it sounds like it's. I don't put words in your mouth, but it sounds more like it's Liverpool's fault than it is Atletico winning it.
Yes, absolutely, hands down.
What do you think, Marco? Do you think Atletico deserved that win, or was Liverpool losing it?
I think they played the right game for this. I think they came prepared to counterbalance everything that Liverpool would get, and took advantage of the fact that they had one weak link, which is the goalie.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they didn't pressure you guys.
But did that goal come from their football?
I mean, I think the next two did. First one,
the next two did, correct.
Yeah.
But did the one that actually mattered come from their football?
I think it was gifted. No, not gifted. It was an error. It was not a gift. It was an error.
You still had to put it away, and it was a clean finish.
But this game was entertaining. Yes, you're right when you say Liverpool was the one that was attacking and providing everything. But what Atletico didn't provide in football, they provided in a mental game, which is why it made it more entertaining, because you saw the frustration in this game. You saw the players doing stupid things. Either side. Yeah. I'm not saying specifically Liverpool, but either side, you saw them doing stupid things, and that made us be more attracted to the game. Now, we saw a very boring game in last year's final.
Yeah.
And that was two technically attacking teams.
Yeah.
This one, it was attacking versus defense.
Yes.
and it was a very entertaining team.
It was.
If
It
this would have been
was.
a final, not saying that this would be the result, but if this would have been a final like for last year, bro, we would have been stuck
What a
to the
game.
TV.
What a game.
It
What a
doesn't-
game.
Yeah, it's best attack versus a very good defense.
This was a final.
Look, it was.
This was a final, except that this team was red-white. When Liverpool played Madrid, it was a very attacking game.
Correct.
And we still had the same giveaways by the goalkeeper. So we've seen this play it out.
I agree with Marco. You think Atletico deserved it or no?
I think they deserve
They
it.
deserved it. No,
Yeah.
don't take away from
No,
that.
I'm not
They
saying. I'm
deserved
saying.
it.
I want because you said Liverpool dropped the ball more than the Atletico deserving it.
No, I said that this is more about Liverpool giving it away than Madrid's football winning over Liverpool.
That's what I mean.
but
Yeah.
That's
that
what I
doesn't mean they didn't deserve it.
It's a play of words.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused now.
Yeah.
I'm
No, but
saying that
no.
Madrid's football got them to where they were,
Yeah.
but it wasn't because their football was the one that beat out Liverpool. It was Liverpool giving it away, regardless of the fact they still deserve to.
But that's
get
what I'm
through.
saying. So it sounds like you're not giving credit to their football.
I'm not giving credit to their attacking football. Hell no. If it hadn't been for Liverpool, they wouldn't have gotten through. But I give them credit for their defense, for their resilience, and that's what
That's
always
their
gets them.
football.
That's
Yeah.
their football.
It's like
but
he's giving credit to like 75% of the team.
That doesn't- I mean, because you're giving credit to Atletico for their football for their defending. That's what they did.
Pretty much, but that's what
and
they're
they
known
countered.
for. Yeah.
Exactly. But that's I don't know. It just sounds like you're
It's-
on one side of the defense, you're on the other side of the defense.
I mean, I feel like he's like more like
no.
60-40 kind of thing.
and
And I'm like more like Atletico deserves it. He's like, yeah, Atletico deserves it, but they're like
We're
he
talking
had the
semantics now. We're
yeah.
talking
It's
semantics.
it's
Look,
a whole
if their
different
first goal would have come from let's say if their first goal was the second goal they scored, like if the second goal that they scored in this game, right,
thing. Yes, Jonathan
was
said
actually
the
their first goal, I would be more okay with them having taken it.
But don't take away the fact that that Jonathan still had to put that away, even though they didn't screw that up. And he was about, I want to say, maybe 24 yards out. Like he still had to dribble
It
up
was-
and take it and put it in the corner. It's not like it was like, let me just tap it in kind of goal.
It's
It
not like
was-
Karius giving it to Benzema.
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's not Carey giving it to Benzema. It was more like, fuck, let me get back. Let me get and the defense, they didn't look that solid either for Liverpool side. They were iffy. They were sketchy to me. Lately they've been very off.
I've said it before this. Like I'm nervous about our defense. We're not defending well.
So like
Right at the beginning of the game, there was an issue where Douglas Costa almost got through, and it was
Actually, I was
because Van
surprised that he
Dijk.
played.
Because
Yeah, he was there.
Costa.
Diego
Is it
Costa.
Diego Costa. Diego
I was like,
Costa.
who the fuck is
Regardless,
Douglas Costa is another player.
Yeah.
Van Dijk wasn't keeping the line.
He wasn't.
He's
That's
not-
to me. That
And the
was,
second goal came from Van Dijk not defending well. Henderson was tracking back. Van Dijk,
What's up with that? It was 2 against 4, and nobody approached
the
Morata.
I don't know.
oh no, that's the third goal.
That was the no. The second goal was Morata made the pass to Llorente, which he ended up scoring.
Yes,
But it was 2 of them versus 4 defenders, 4 of your defenders, but nobody pressured Morata.
that's
You just allowed him to walk to the line.
absolutely. And if you look at Van Dijk, he closed down the running lane down the line, which he should have left open and covered the inside. Henderson was running back, and he was always trying to catch up. Nobody was there to hit him on the second side. So it's
Bro,
it's
well,
offensive
I-
tactics that we're just not getting right. And
To me,
Madrid
it was
got right.
surprising because when you see the aerial shot, everybody was walking back. You see 4 against 2, and just players just walking, making their way. And then you just see Llorente and Morata keep the attack going.
Yeah.
And Llorente was able to cross one player and score.
It's the same
And
thing.
I'm like,
that,
the
it's
fuck
the same
happened
thing
here?
that Chelsea did against us, where Barkley scored.
Yeah.
They just put us. They got into an area where we think we're safe because they're far enough away from goal, but we're giving them too much space and allowing the goalkeeper to just not be in the right position.
Maybe that's a possibility. And yeah, it's true.
I have 2 more questions for you guys, and I think we can call it there if you guys are cool with it.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about Liverpool, and I don't want to talk about them again. My season's over, so I plan to be focusing on catching up on shows. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe have you guys heard of this this new show called Game of Thrones? Dude, I am
New
so
show?
excited to start watching it. Although I heard the last season was a little bit of an upset, but hey,
All right. So last 2 things I want to bring up real quick, and I'm gonna ask both of you. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it because you guys always hear my thoughts. First one being, do you think Liverpool already had that mentality going into the game where like we got this because of the shit, the pre-banter that Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson gave in their interviews?
Can I report before you do?
Go on.
I think this was more of a fake confidence.
Fake confidence.
Meaning, I think they wanted to show the world that they were confident, but
they're nervous
inside
in
they
reality?
might be nervous because they haven't been having a good track record in the past like 2, maybe 3 games. And then I think that they were walking in a little bit more nervous than they should have. My opinion.
Absolutely not. They were completely confident. They knew what they were going to be into. They knew how they had to play. You could see it in the players because they were leaving everything on the pitch. And the shots they were trying to take off, they were hitting the target. They were hitting the goal. It wasn't like they were trying to create and the things weren't coming out. It's like they created the opportunities. Now, yeah, there's those small little tiny margins that we didn't have fully complete. And that's where the top three are having issues, Firmino, Salah, and Mane. But Robertson, Van Dijk, I mean, they were in the game. You can't account for Adrian's mistake. It's just that massive.
Okay.
I thought you were going to argue on that, but I guess they don't want to give any content for you guys. And my last question being...
No, I'm horrible arguing.
Okay, you're right. That's all I
No,
does.
I didn't say he was right. I just said I'll let his opinion be his opinion.
We got to rebuttal a little bit. Whatever. All right, so last thing, and this one's brought to us. I'm bringing this up because one of our other hosts, Diego, who is not here.
What was the toxicity on the chat last night?
So, you didn't read it out. You didn't read it out.
This, and then we'll go into
Guys,
that.
I went airplane mode, like legit # airplane mode. I haven't looked and deleted all the text
It was
messages.
the smartest thing you probably did because I've never seen Eddie get this upset.
Eddie was pissed. I was like, dude, what's he saying? He's like, you just didn't answer me. He did not answer me, and I'm like, you know what? If you don't even want to tell me, I don't want to know
Dude,
about it.
I'm like my thoughts on it.
He literally told me, bro, Diego, he's unbearable. He's unbearable.
But I'm gonna give you honestly. It went for so long. I can't read the whole conversation.
It went that long.
It went so long because
it was for a minute.
it was kind of confusing as to what was going on, in my opinion. Josh got involved. They started going at it. We don't know what at the end of the day. I still don't know what the argument is, but I'll just kind of give you.
I think he went a whole circle of
it was
what he was trying to explain, but he couldn't because sometimes you don't understand.
Words,
yeah, you don't understand what he's really trying to say through text or anybody.
Who's this?
I'm
Diego
standing. I'm standing. Diego. I'm standing on it. It's level. This title winning. This is all in reference to Liverpool's winning this title this season, if it happens. I'm standing on it. It's level with Blackburn. This team can't compete for anything else anymore. And I said that. So pretty much meaning this team is no better than Liverpool, than Blackburn winning their trophy. It's just another Premier League trophy that they can't really support with anything else.
Look, in my eyes, yes, but in his eyes, no, because it's special.
Yeah, is it? And that was the whole confusion. Like, is this title winning Liverpool special, or is it just like
so it's special for them because they haven't won one in 30 years.
Correct.
It's a big deal. They won Champions League last year. They're winning their league this year, or they might win the league this year. But to them, it's going to be 100% special. Like, this is special. Don't take that away from them.
Let me see if I can find
our eyes, as that us not being Liverpool fans, it's just another trophy that's given to another team that won the league.
I know. I don't know why that sounds so unspecial to him when all he wants for his team is to win trophies. I mean, when he's counting Community Shield as trophies last year or a couple years ago as troubles, now you're gonna say that the league isn't an important enough trophy. It's like it's bullshit. It's like
I mean,
he's trying to troll and he's trying to give a reason why
his
this
argument
isn't a big deal. But let's be honest, it's a big fucking deal. We're 22 points ahead. The season's gonna be defined at this point. We clinched it in early March for top 4 for the next season. It's stats that right now sound a little like trollish and a little like chippish off my shoulder, and I'm not probably going to repeat them again after the season, but regardless, it's a phenomenal season for us.
So I'm trying to find the beginning of the conversation. So go ahead.
Keep on looking. That's a long scroll.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
I just want to get your thoughts.
One of the things.
What did Eddie respond though? I mean,
dude, it was
basically he was like fuck you, Diego. Basically,
that
was pretty much because all he did was Diego was argue with Josue with Palacios.
Yeah. So this is the message that kind of trickled everything. I called it early. I can read messages right now. Okay. I called it early. This team is incapable of competing for multiple trophies at once. Now, should they get the Prem, is nothing special. It's on par with Blackburn Rovers' single title win.
Okay, so what's his point?
That this team that everybody's raving about is so special because they've gotten X amount of points or are looking this solid or have won the league this early. Well, almost. I've won the league this early already. that's what is it really that special? That's what I think the point you're trying to make is it's not that special. You guys won the league this year. That's it. If I'm not mistaken.
I kind of agree
he's
with
not wrong.
Palacio. Yeah, well, one, I think it's like more like me it was more than 50-50 because Palacio was like, yo, you're taking away what they have accomplished, the team that they built, everything they've done.
And he's saying, what have they accomplished?
runs.
Centurions has been done. Invincibles has been done. Treble has been done. Domestic has been done. So what are Liverpool really achieving?
They can't walk away with 2 trophies because they're already eliminated
Exactly.
from Chelsea,
So,
the Champions League,
but
so shit like that.
It kind of came off as if like this Liverpool side they just got lucky this season, or they can only compete for one trophy. They're not that good. They're not that good to compete for multiple trophies. That's where I think the debate should have gone. So that's how I'm going to ask it to you. Do you think the Liverpool team was good enough to win multiple trophies? It just wasn't meant for them, or does Diego have a point, meaning that they can't be stretched over X amount of competitions?
We tactically chose to get out of the EFL Cup, hands down. That was Klopp's choice.
What?
The FA Cup, we fucked up on. It was Adrian. That's what it came down to. And they had made a choice. Liverpool had made a choice to not play in that competition. Why? Because we chose to send our players to the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, right?
Mhm.
And to say that this team can play over multiple competitions, well, if he's counting Community Shields for Manchester United, we got the Super Cup, we got the FIFA World Cup, and we got the league now. So
That was last
3
year.
trophies,
That was last year.
but it was played this season.
Okay.
So it's a trophy for the season. So now if he's want to say that he's only counting domestic cups and the Champions League, then you're right. Yeah, we're not special. There's nothing special about the team. And I was saying it. I wanted Invincibles. Fine, but that's not a cup. Right? That's just another. It's an accolade.
It's
an
a
accolade.
golden
right?
wrap Premier League trophy. Just an FYI.
You guys can keep that one, man. But honestly, I've been saying it. Like, we're not done. It's not done until it's done. I was not willing to call a season until we were 22 points ahead.
No, and I get
So,
that, but do you
go
think?
fuck yourself? If you really want to go give out shitty stats, go ahead.
No,
But one thing I know is that you're always gonna have that moment that's gonna live in your head, and it's Agüero.
and Diego, shots fired.
There you go.
But again, I want to. Listen, I agree with everything you're saying. I kind of think that was a little overboard what he said, and obviously I want to ask you too. But in my opinion, I think this team should have been good enough to maybe get the treble. Honestly,
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Absolutely.
I was not putting that out of their reach.
Absolutely.
I personally think that their luck ran out because they used it all at the beginning of the season.
There was games that we shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
There was times that we shouldn't have.
So this was just
teams.
this time coming.
Yeah, it was just like it was.
We
just, it was
shouldn't
gonna
be
eventually happen.
We
I
shouldn't
think.
be 22 points ahead in the season.
This
should not. It's
this
just
is
way too
Giroud's
much.
slip.
Gerard.
Whatever. Yeah, Gerard. Sorry.
Fuck with the days of
Bro,
love. Bro.
I can't.
When he's right, he's right. When he's wrong,
Bro,
he's wrong.
Dyslexia. What are you going to do? This is Gerard's slip. This is literally what it became to.
This is a
But
span of games.
Dude, man.
But you're saying it's like Barcelona. It was like Barcelona.
It's-
last
I
season.
called it for Barcelona 3 seasons ago, where they lost 3 games back to back to back. They lost the treble, they lost the Copa del Rey, and they lost Champions League. Like,
Yeah.
in 3 games, and that's
Yeah.
basically what's happened to us here. But regardless of that, like, I am not hurt because this is Klopp. This is Klopp's how he's always been. And you know what? We're going long.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
But
run it
this-
real
this is-
short,
This is a good
but
conversation, though.
The
We have
point
to have
is
it.
that Klopp was not trained to be a coach. He was a player. And with Mainz, he became a player coach. Then he just became a solid coach. The first couple seasons, he finally got him to the point where he could qualify. And the very last game of the season would get him into the Bundesliga, right? From the second division. They lost. The following season, they were at the same point. Final game of the season. All they needed was not to lose. They had to get one more goal. They didn't get that goal and still couldn't get into the Bundesliga. The third season, they finally got into the Bundesliga. So guess what? This is the coach that brought us out of the drought of 30 years. Fuck it. I'm fine with it. You know what? It's a slow build. It's a slow burn. I'll keep him for 5 more years, keep laughing at Ole all the way there. And maybe next season we'll get the double. And then the year after that, the triple. And then maybe the quadruple after that.
Oh, I was about to say.
Long way to go. It's all a possibility, but I know one thing. Manchester United ain't going to get shit, and Liverpool is still the most awarded team in the EPL.
That's what notch for y'all. With the okay. Go ahead.
Watch out with the EPL because technically you only have one. In the
Premier League.
okay.
Come on.
I mean,
If you're going to be
no,
talking
no, no,
technicality,
no, no,
With that being said, we are the BenchWarmers.
The only reason why I
The
bring it up
best
is
voice
because this is what
with their
Diego's
bench
gonna say.
is always
That's what I'm saying.
warm.
Really?
Watch out. Just say.
Thank you guys. Have a
English
good
league.
night.
That's legit a stat that Diego would be like, oh, but EPL they only have one. I'm like, no.
Okay, so how
Just
long
English
has it been
league.
called the
There you go.
UEFA Cup? UEFA Champions League.
24 2008.
So how many UEFA Champions Leagues do you guys have? Okay, so
No, bro.
Like, all those 6 before didn't count. All those 7 before don't count.
I'm telling you what Diego would say.
No, I'm just saying
really don't care.
you cannot call UEFA champion. But if you're gonna be using his words, then you got to be living by his.
I don't know.
Then don't use his words. Why are you using his words?
I'm telling you what he would say.
Exactly.
Next
So
week.
let Diego say it. But if you're repeating them, then you believe him. So
you're
technically,
right.
you only have
I do
8
not believe
Champions
in
Leagues.
it. I do not believe in it. I'm telling you right now.
All right, fuck it. You're right.
No, I'm not gonna argue with that.
One thing I'll give you guys though is you guys are the only ones who have invincibles, and that's legit.